Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's so unbelievably hot today. The cats are all wiped out. I've got 2 fans pointed at me. I'm ready to go. But yeah, we're coming into summer here in Australia and I'm not excited. I know a lot of people that love summer, but I almost die in summer. I'm so bad with the heat. So yeah, to feel better today, I'm going to read some Reddit stories. I hope you're ready and I hope you have a good time. Am I the a-hole for accidentally revealing my boss's affair during the office Secret Santa exchange? Wow. Okay. I, 29 female, work in a small office where we always do a Secret Santa-like gift exchange. This year, I drew my boss, Rachel, female. She's always been the sweetest to me, so I wanted to get her something thoughtful. Rachel frequently mentions her husband and their shared love of hiking, so I got her a fancy pair of hiking boots and a gift card to an outdoor gear store. During the exchange, she opened my gift and I made a joking comment. Hopefully, your husband doesn't already have these boots, or you two can match. Her face turned bright red and the room got super awkward. I thought maybe she just didn't like the gift, but later that day, one of the co-workers, Dan, who I'm casually friendly to, pulled me aside and said, "You know Rachel isn't hiking with her husband, right?" I had no idea what he was talking about, so he spilled that Rachel's been having an affair with Steve, another manager in our office, and they've been sneaking away on hiking trips together. Apparently it's been an open secret among a few co-workers, but I genuinely had no clue. My match with your husband joke unintentionally exposed their whole situation because now Rachel thinks somebody told me about the affair and that I was making a passive-aggressive dig. The fallout has been insane. Rachel has been cold towards me ever since. Steve won't even make eye contact. Meanwhile, the office gossip has exploded, and I feel like everybody's whispering about it. A couple of co-workers said I should have been more careful with my joke. You had absolutely no idea, OP. You couldn't have been careful. But others think that Rachel and Steve brought this on themselves. Yeah, they did. Am I the a-hole for accidentally exposing my boss's affair with an innocent Secret Santa comment? Edit, everybody saying that this is fake. I appreciate your confidence in my ability to make things up. To explain, we did Secret Santa this past Friday, the week before Thanksgiving. We're a small office, pretty well off, and all value our personal time. There's a handful of us that are going to be out of office beginning Monday during the holiday. Am I the a-hole for not doing Secret Santa in December, lol? Further, I got her expensive shoes because I can. I didn't expect such a thing from whoever got my gift, nor did I expect the price to be an issue. I can treat people around me with nice things, so why shouldn't I? Yeah, no, of course you're not the a-hole, OP. And once again, cheaters are responsible for their own actions. And oh my god, is it somebody else realizing that actions have consequences? So frustrating. And how were you meant to be careful? You didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, like the top comment says, not the a-hole. You didn't know. And they brought this upon themselves. They're the a-holes for apparently expecting everybody to play along silently with their affair. Unfortunately, the workplace politics consequences still probably won't play out in your favor, I'm afraid. Yeah, and they're the a-holes for cheating. Wow, the second one that we're going to read says, am I the a-hole for suing my neighbor after their kid trespassed and fell into my koi pond? I, 22 male, have a koi pond in my backyard. It's not just any koi pond, it's a full-blown professionally designed Japanese garden with a bridge and waterfalls and koi that cost me more than my car. I'm talking $1,000 for a single fish. Maintaining this pond is my pride and joy. I've put years into this hobby and my yard is securely fenced with no trespassing signs everywhere. And to my neighbor Karen, fake name but fitting. Karen has a son, let's call him Timmy, 8 male, who's notorious for wandering into other people's yards uninvited. I've talked to Karen multiple times about this, but she brushes it off with kids will be kids. Last week when I was out running errands, I got a frantic call from Karen. Apparently Timmy climbed over my fence to feed the fish, even though I've explicitly told him to stay out. In doing so, he slipped and fell into the pond and destroyed part of my carefully maintained ecosystem. Several of my prize koi died due to stress, and the filtration system was damaged because of the debris that Timmy kicked in. Luckily, Timmy wasn't seriously hurt, just a few scrapes, but Karen's been demanding that I pay for his medical bills. She claims my pond is an attractive nuisance and that I should have had a cover or something to prevent kids from falling in. Nah, Karen. No. Keep your son out of other people's property. I argued that number 1, it's private fenced property, and number 2, her son had no business being there in the first place. When I refused to pay, Karen lost it and started bad-mouthing me to the whole neighborhood, calling me heartless and a terrible person. I've since filed a lawsuit against her for the cost of the koi, the damage to my filtration system, and repairs to my pond. Over $5,000 in total. Some of my friends think I'm taking it too far, saying he's just a kid, but others agree that Karen should have been watching him better. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? No, OP. Of course you're not the a-hole. And also Timmy's alright. Like you said, lucky Timmy didn't really get hurt, but Karen's the one who needs to pay the consequences, and she's going to. You're not a bad person, OP. You didn't do anything. Oh, sorry that I'm a terrible person because you can't look after your own child. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. Mum needs to supervise her son better. Yeah, and that's all there there is to it. This one's not very complicated. Her child should not have been on your property. Karen is 100% irresponsible for that. And the audacity of Karen to try to get you to pay for the medical bills? Hey Karen, take some responsibility. The next one says, am I the a-hole for telling my husband's dad and dad's wife that I will not change our daughter's name because it hurts the wife's feelings? My husband's 29 male parents divorced when he was 2. His dad married again 2 years later. Father-in-law's wife is Sharon. Sharon and my late mother-in-law, who died when my husband was 8, were on very bad terms. Sharon said that my mother-in-law made her life hell, wished her dead, laughed when she suffered 3 back-to-back miscarriages, tried to get CPS to take custody from father-in-law and her, and tried to get her out of the picture for good with CPS. Sharon said the only reason my husband never called her anything other than Sharon, and has always seen her as an outsider, is because of mother-in-law. Father-in-law's own siblings have said that that's not accurate, and Sharon and mother-in-law just disliked each other. That, yeah, mother-in-law was dismissive of Sharon's role at times, and didn't regard her as equal in parenting, but was nowhere near as bad as Sharon and father-in-law claim. When my mother-in-law died, my husband's relationship with father-in-law and Sharon deteriorated pretty significantly. He forbid them from attending the funeral for him and said that if they tried to come, he would run away until he was placed with other family members. My husband told me about this himself. Father-in-law and Sharon said that they feared my husband would start lashing out at them, and Sharon was pregnant at the time, so they gave in. They say that my husband hates them for not being there. He said them following through and not going is one of the better choices they've made, and he hates that he had to yell and threaten to run away for them to stop insisting. By the time that we met in college, he was pretty low contact with them. There has been some more in the last couple of years, but barely. I got the whole story from him and how rocky stuff was there, and I knew that he never planned to be very close to them. Sharon calls my husband her son. She actually introduced herself to me as his mum, and was shocked that I knew that she wasn't his mum. I haven't met her or father-in-law too much. I know my husband's extended family far better. He's much closer to them than father-in-law Sharon or his half-siblings. I gave birth to our daughter recently, and we named her after mother-in-law. My husband did not invite father-in-law or Shannon to meet our daughter, but they found out via social media about the name that we chose, and then they reached out to ask him why. Then they approached me at a mall a couple of days ago and asked me to talk to them. They told me that they found out her name and they wanted to know why we'd do that to Sharon, and how could I be okay with my daughter being used to hurt her feelings. They said that I should insist on a different name, maybe something after Sharon because she's been here all of this time, but definitely not a name that hurts her feelings so much. I told them I will not change my child's name because it hurts her feelings, and that's not even on a list of things to consider for us. I didn't want to hear more, so I left, but we're getting inundated with texts from them calling me rude and disgusting for dismissing Sharon's feelings. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, like the top comment says, how could I be okay with my daughter being used to hurt her feelings? Imagine thinking a man named his child after his dead mother at you. That says a whole lot about why the relationship with the stepmom never flourished. Not the a-hole at all. Yeah, I was thinking that too. That is so telling of her. Oh, you did this to hurt my feelings. This comment says, not the a-hole. Sharon seems to be suffering from main character syndrome. The name of your child has nothing to do with her. Your husband barely has a relationship with her. Suggest therapy. Yeah, very main character syndrome-y. This comment says, so Sharon's mad that your husband wouldn't call her mum when he already had a mum, and she's mad that his mum didn't treat her like an equal third parent. And they also believe that your husband actually wanted them at his mum's funeral when he said otherwise. Have you figured out why they think Sharon was more worthy of having your kid named after her than his own mum? Do they really believe that she was more of a mum to him than his own mum, even though your husband and Sharon weren't even close? I can't imagine how deep their enmity was with his biological mum, that they think naming your kid after her was designed to hurt them. It does sound like they don't live in reality. I mean, why would Sharon be surprised that your husband would tell you, his wife, that she was his stepmom and not his real mum, especially if he grew up with his mum? Yeah, that's so confusing. Yeah, and also like this comment says, why father-in-law and Sharon felt that it was appropriate to approach a newborn's mother and demand a name change is the actual question. Unquestionably not the a-hole. Yeah, the audacity of that is so unbelievable. Like, hey, we feel entitled to ask you to change your child's name? Like, get out of here. The next one says, am I the a-hole for telling mum that I'll buy my own dress after she called me fat? Hi, I 19 female have a wedding to attend that is some friends of my boyfriend. My mum 51 female offered to help me get ready. For context, my mum's gorgeous and she used to model. She's always been incredibly beautiful and she has an awesome body. My two brothers 33 male and 31 male take after her, and they're both handsome men. I'm the only daughter, and as such, I think she expected somebody like her. I'm not like her. I was very thin when I was a kid, but I was a tomboy and I hated everything feminine. Then puberty hit and I gained a lot of weight. I'm not obese, but I am your average chubby person. 77 kilos at 165 centimeters. Overweight, but not overly so, I guess. Also, I don't look a lot after myself in the sense that I don't really go out of my way to do skincare and makeup. I love my mum and she does truly love me, but she isn't a kind person. All during my teenage years, she made a lot of harsh comments about about my appearance and my weight. I'm a sensitive person, so this used to affect me a lot. I can usually take criticism fairly enough if it is phrased nicely, but I can't take it if there's even a hint of mockery or meanness in it. Anyway, it's not that big of a deal now. Years back, I was honest with my mum that her comments really affected my self-esteem, and she did seem to tone it down. Occasionally, she will still do it, but not often. She just can't help herself, I think. It's her way of showing love, but it makes me hate myself. Oh, I'm so sorry, OP. When I'm next to her, she'll scan my face for pimples, and if she finds one, she'll actively ignore me to pop them. Or I'll be doing something alone, and she'll come over to comment that my hair looks bad, and that I need to use this different product. Or I'll be walking, and she'll comment that my belly is large, and I should go to the gym. Your mum sucks, OP. Stuff like that. I know they aren't bad, but I can't take it. No, that's pretty bad, OP. Who does your mum think that she is? The audacity. To the situation at hand, she was giving me dresses to use to the wedding. We've always shared dresses, so this isn't news. One of the dresses that she lent me was one that she used 2 years ago at my graduation. I put it on and it was pretty tight. Her and my aunt tried to force it to shut, but it was struggling. I said that they should stop, but they continued to force it and the zipper basically broke down completely. When it happened, my mum blurted out, "Wow, you really are fat." My aunt bursted out laughing and started teasing me about being chubby. I kept silent. Oh, they're so awful. We tried on a few more dresses. I chose a pretty one that fit well and was elastic, and that was that. Then afterwards, my mum asked me if I really had been going to the gym and said that I'd have to suck in my belly during the wedding so it didn't show so much in the dress that I picked. I got fed up and told her I was sick of her comments and I'd buy my own dress to go. My mum thinks I blew up at her for nothing. Are you joking? And I'm about to spend money over a tantrum. My siblings think that I'm being dramatic and that I'm just mad that I'm fat. Oh, is this real? My friends and boyfriend think that I'm right. Am I the a-hole? I hope this one's not real. OP, your mum is lucky that you even talk to her anymore. Are you joking? Oh, that is so infuriating. I feel like it has to be rage bait. I'm sorry if it's not rage bait, but like I hope it is. If it is real, I'm so sorry, OP. Your mum is garbage. And not just garbage, but she's a bully. Oh, the audacity of that. Who does she think she is? Yeah, like this comment says, your mother is actively bullying you. There is no way in hell that any of these comments are meant with any love or have good intentions. Not the a-hole. Yeah, this comment too. Your mum is a giant a-hole and this is not a way of showing love. She's bullying you. Yeah, and what? She feels like she's the prettiest person in the world? Who does she think she is to talk to her own child like this? You have so underreacted, OP. Like I said before, your mum is lucky that you even talk to her. The top comment says, not the a-hole. You're an adult now. You've mistakenly convinced yourself that you set a boundary and that toning it down was good enough. Boundaries aren't cross my lines less. Boundaries are don't cross my line at all ever. You need to make that clear. Years back, you negotiated your boundary as a child. It's time to do it again as an adult. Yeah, and like a bully, I feel like your mum's not gonna take it well. She'll get angry and defensive and sulky and she'll blame you. She'll say that you're having a tantrum and you're being dramatic when yeah, all she is a bully. Oh, this one is so sad. And also, like most bullies, she's probably jealous of you, OP. I feel like you need to distance yourself from her ASAP. Yeah, like this comment says, your mum is the a-hole. I admire how you're trying to forgive her for saying and doing those things, but they're really not okay. And they're horrible to say or do to your daughter. Yeah, your mum's probably jealous of you, OP, because you're a good person. I feel like you need to get so far away from her, OP. Like maybe it will get better, but it also seems like she's not somebody who would take it well. But yeah, you can't allow this to keep happening, OP. The next one says, am I the a-hole for doing childproofing for my in-laws visit? I'm 26 female and my husband is 29 male. We've been married for 5 years and we go to Berlin right after marriage since we both found really well-paying jobs. Meanwhile, both of our families, parents and siblings, still live back in Greece and we usually do visit back occasionally. Now, me and my husband don't have any children and we don't plan to have any. We enjoy buying expensive stuff and experiencing stuff that we never got to as children, such as nice furniture in our home, going to exotic restaurants with friends, travel, hobbies, and generally just our life together is exactly the way that it is. But that's just how my husband thinks. His family is very traditional and every married couple has at least one kid. This time my husband invited my brother-in-law and sister-in-law to visit us with their 3-year-old son for 2 weeks. This would be the first time that they've traveled with their son and the first time we'd be hosting our nephew at our home. Now, our nephew is known for going through terrible twos and has been throwing tantrums and breaking stuff lately, so I did some childproofing in our home a day before my in-laws were due to arrive. I removed all the glass and ceramic decor. I swapped out our linen tablecloth for a plastic one. I locked up our intoxication devices. I also covered our sofas with a plushy fabric cover. Our sofa is fabric and it's white cashmere because nephew likes to snack while watching TV and we can always take it outside and dust off food crumbs. I also changed my maid schedule to come in 5 days a week instead of 3 so that she can help prep breakfast and make sure the house is tidy. However, when my husband saw all of my changes, he kind of got upset. He told me me how he felt that I was preparing our house as if we were hosting messy and uncivilized people, and asked me why I don't make these changes when our friends in Berlin who have kids come over for dinner. He also said that he's never seen our friends make these sorts of changes in their own home for their kids. I don't understand the comparison at all. Coming over for dinner for 3 hours and staying at a place for a couple of weeks is very different. And we've visited our in-laws enough to see how chaotic their home can get, to the point where my brother-in-law and sister-in-law keep mostly plastic items in their home for convenience. Am I the a-hole? No, I don't think so, OP. Edit, we hadn't spoke since we had our fight last night, and my in-laws are supposed to be landing in the morning. My husband brought food from a restaurant that I liked and told me that he wanted to apologize. He told me he overreacted because he wasn't admitting to himself how different his brother is as a person ever since he became a dad, and that his life is going in a very different direction with more financial hardships too, and that makes him angry and helpless. He told me that he misdirected his frustration at me and thought what I did was really nice, especially since he is more finicky about that than I am. I tried my best to make him feel not guilty and responsible for the lives and decisions of other grown-ups, but I am also relieved that he came around on his own. Yeah, no, you're not the a-hole, OP, like the top comment says. Not the a-hole. Instead of worrying the entire visit that their kid is going to ruin something expensive, the visiting parents can rest assured that the space has been child-proof. As long as all the changes don't make the space uncomfortable, like squeaky plastic couch covers or all the decor being hidden so the place is bare, I think it makes a lot of sense. You're making the visit less stressful for everybody. Yeah, for sure not the a-hole, OP. The next one says, am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mum's boyfriend walk me down the aisle? Right, so we don't need to read this, do we? I'm pretty sure you're not the a-hole. I, 24 female, am getting married next summer, and ever since I started planning the wedding, my mum, 48 female, has been pushing for her boyfriend, 50 male, to walk me down the aisle. My dad passed away when I was 10, and my mum started dating her boyfriend about 6 years ago. While he's always been nice to me, I've never seen him as a father figure. He came into my life when I was already an adult, and we're friendly but not particularly close. I told my mum that I plan to walk myself down the aisle as a way to honor my independence and the memory of my dad. She got really upset, saying that her boyfriend has earned the spot by being there for me all of these years. She even accused me of disrespecting her relationship and trying to erase my dad, which couldn't be further from the truth. Now her boyfriend is avoiding me, and my mum keeps calling me selfish and saying that I'm ruining the wedding before it even starts. No, you're not, OP. The only one possibly ruining anything is your mum. You're ruining the wedding before it even starts. How? Oh my god, that's so frustrating. A few family members are also weighing in, saying that I should let him do it to keep the peace. Oh god. But this is my wedding, and I feel like I should have the final say. Am I the a-hole? Of course not. It almost annoys me that we're even reading this. No, you're not the a-hole. Like this comment says, not the a-hole. If anybody's trying to erase your dad, it's her. You said you're 24 and this guy came into the picture about 6 years ago, which would have made you 18 at the time. You were an adult. He's literally nothing to you unless you say otherwise. He didn't raise you. He's just your mother's boyfriend, not even her husband. Frankly, he should be happy to get an invite as anything other than your mother's +1. Yeah, 1,000,000%. And it's hilarious that he's avoiding you. The audacity of it is infuriating. And did your mum really say that you were trying to erase your dad? As if that's not exactly what she's doing. The top comment says, not the a-hole. This is your wedding and hopefully your only one. It should be perfect according to your and your partner's needs and desires. Not an area for point of contentions. Your mother is being manipulative and insulting. Trying to erase my dad? You've already mentioned that you're doing this to honor your father's memory. She's using your closeness to your father to control you. Saying that her boyfriend has earned the spot by being there for me all of these years. You don't get to earn a spot in a wedding. You simply get one given to you from the marrying couple. Nor should they feel disrespected for you wishing to honor your father and independence. My mum keeps on calling me selfish and saying that I'm ruining the wedding before it even starts. She's now resorting to being insulting. Yeah, and the only person ruining it is your mum. This one is so aggravating. Yeah, like that comment said, they should not feel disrespected that you want to honor your father and independence. Yeah, they should completely understand. OP, your mum is making a deal out of this when they don't even need to make a deal out of this. They're making an issue where there doesn't need to be one. And to be honest, your mum and her boyfriend are being so immature. Yeah, no, that's so infuriating, and you're not the a-hole. Congratulations on the wedding, and that's enough for today. We need to read something wholesome. My camera always detects her as a package. Package at the door. Wow, that's so cute. Oh, that's so funny and so adorable. What a beautiful little package. The best package ever. A package full of joy and happiness. That's so beautiful. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. The comment of the day today goes to Pedantic Unionist. The number of cats per video increases. I really wish it did. Could you imagine if every episode there was an extra cat? That would be so adorable. That would be a dream come true. That's so funny, and thank you for commenting that. And thank you for the support, everybody, and thank you for watching today's episode. I'm gonna go have a cold shower because it's so so freaking hot in here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!